Hello everyone, welcome to Self Love You. Today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how to stop being hoovered by the narcissist. How to keep from being hoovered. What does that mean? That means to be vacuumed back into their lives. One thing about the narcissist that you've got to know is that the narcissist will never go away. You may think that the narcissist really likes you, that the malignant narcissist really, really likes you. And you may think that is why they keep calling me, even after they hurt my feelings, and even after they cheat on me, even after they go after other women or other men, even after they always come back to me. And that is because they love me so much, because really deep down inside, they love me. They just don't know it. Kind of like that girl on Friends. Remember the Friends show where they had, what was Janice? Janice was telling Chandler, you love me. You really love me. And Chandler was going, no, I don't. And Chandler really did not love Janice, but there was something that drew him to her for sure. But that's not my point. My point is that, people can make mistakes about what you think other people's intentions are. And the narcissist has intentions that are not good for you. The psychopath has intentions that are not the same as yours. They don't think like you do. They don't have any empathy. So they're not sitting there going, oh, I miss her so much. But you know what? They're going to send you an email. They're going to send you a text. They're going to send you a text. They're going to call you. They're going to do whatever they can to keep you on that string. And they're going to let you go ahead and use your beloved empathy, because you have empathy. If you're listening to this video, you likely have empathy. And if you're not, you're a narcissist, and screw you. I'm just kidding. If you're not, you're a narcissist, and hopefully you can fix yourself. But there's not a lot of hope if you're a true narcissist and you go around hurting people. But that's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is that, people get hooked and they think, I see it, and I can't tell these people. What do you tell them? They're not going to believe me. They're going to think I'm crazy if I tell them, okay, that guy really does not like you, that keeps calling you and giving you that sob story. The guy who keeps, who calls you and tells you things, that person is full of crap. That person is using techniques in order to manipulate and control you and to manage their image that you have of them. So they're trying to do image management with you. And they're trying to convince you that they're somebody that they're not. Because narcissists and psychopaths and people who are interested only in exploiting others and getting narcissistic supply will keep you on a string forever. They will keep you on a string for the rest of your life if you let them. Because every time they are able to suck you back into their lives, every time they're able to use a sob story, every time they're able to come back into your life, they end up getting narcissistic supply. They are not what they seem. It seems to a normal person that this person it just feels so strongly for me that he's calling me, that he's texting me, that he wants to come over, that he wants to come to a party with me. But the truth of the matter is, if you really look at it and you really get knowledge about narcissistic abuse and psychopaths abuse, then you're going to know that this person has no care for you whatsoever, that they're simply using you as narcissistic supply, and they're hoovering you in order to hurt you. They are sadistic and they want to hurt you. They're not there because they love you. They're not there because they don't even think like you. They don't love. They can't love. They have no empathy. That's why every time you let them back into your life, they end up doing something to severely disappoint you. It could hurt you so badly. Like tell you that they're bored, say things to make you feel less than. I guess it's better to come over and see you rather than to stay at home by myself. I had a girlfriend tell me that happened to her, that some guys called and said, it's saying crap like that. And then went to a party with her and left and texted her and said, I didn't feel comfortable. Well, I couldn't tell this friend that she's dealing with a complete and total narcissist who wants to grind her to a powder and who will continue to do so until she puts her foot down. But she's just doesn't even know this is happening. She's just like in a whole nother world where I've been, and I understand where she is because I've been there. And once the pain gets bad enough, maybe she'll do her own research. If they're not close enough, then maybe it's not bad enough. Or, maybe if they're not having sex or something like that, then maybe the pain is not there. But once you start adding sex and you really get attached to a person and they're damaging you and doing things to harm you, then that can be a very, very painful position. Or even, if you're somebody who's really empathetic, if you're a very empathetic person, then you can easily be betrayed and hurt by someone who is heartless and who wants to abuse you. I mean, you can just, if you're sitting there feeling sorry, a bleeding heart, you're feeling sorry for this person, or you love this person and you have a true heart, you coming up against somebody who has a false heart, somebody who has no empathy, somebody with empathy who comes up with against somebody who doesn't, is going to come up very short. And it's going to hurt because we have empathy. We have true empathy, those of us who do. We have empathy, and it literally causes a physical pain whenever we're hurt, whenever we're betrayed, whenever someone does something that causes them to feel good about our demise. Now, I've been watching Peace and Harmony on YouTube a lot, and she has a really good channel, Peace and Harmony. It's just a great channel, and she talks over and over about how the narcissist thinks that they are superior, and how they don't have any empathy, and how they have pathological envy. And it's really good because it's kind of like she's like a broken record. She says the same thing. She always gives new information, but she says the same thing, and it's really good to hear that broken record, to remember, okay, this person is trying to get one up on me. This person is trying to make me feel less than. Because that is really the game of the narcissist, is to one up you. And the bigger fish you are, the more popular you are, the more famous you are, the more rich you are, the more powerful you are, the bigger fish you become to these narcissistic and psychopathic type of people who want to take you down. Now, it's really hard for a lot of people to believe. It sounds like I'm just talking like I'm some conspiracy theorist, like I'm just saying this. No, this is real. These people, there are people out there that look amazing. They look like great people. They're actually very tempting, and they hoover, and you want to be around them because they're so cool, and they have great personalities, and maybe they're well connected, and maybe they're good looking, maybe they're attractive, maybe they're sexy, maybe they are everything you've ever wanted, maybe they're alluring. Maybe there's somebody that's very interesting to you. This video I wanted to make is about how to stay away from someone who is hoovering you, this narcissist who hoovers you. How do you stay away from this person who's doing this to you? Like, if they're this great person and they see you they bait you and they want you to come back into their circle, so they never let you go. So what they're going to do is they're going to come back around. They're going to send you a text. They're going to like your stuff on Facebook. They're going to try to get in touch with you. And what you want to do is you want to stay the F away from these people. Excuse my French. I know that some of my clients probably listen to this, and I also sell real estate, so forgive me. I didn't cuss, did I? No, you need to remind yourself of what this person has done to you. You need to remind yourself of the pain that they have caused you. They may come in and be bright and shiny and look amazing and look like somebody who, you really want to be around. But just never forget what they did to you the last time, and never forget how that made you feel. And love yourself enough to walk away from someone who treats you like a dog's butt. Okay? I mean, you are worth so much more than that. There are people out there that will treat you so much better. They may not have, they may not be as sexy as that person, but a lot of times that sexy allure, that whole package, and not including me, because I have a whole package, and I'm not mean, but not everybody who looks okay is bad, but not everybody that looks okay is good either. You really have to get good at being able to tell what kind of person you're dealing with. You need to remember how they made you feel, and never let them come back. You need to have boundaries inside of yourself. So I recently had someone who tried to come back into my life, a friend, actually a girlfriend, not, I'm not a lesbian or anything, but what am I saying on this video? Oh my gosh, I'm being so true. Anyway, I had someone who wanted to hang out, trying to talk to me and stuff, but this person in the past had done some things, not necessarily bad, but just red flags for me. And so I have to remember that people that display certain character types, certain traits, are painful to me, and how it makes me all confused and not feel good, and how it makes me feel less than, and how this person's treatment of me made me feel. I have to remember that. You want to remember that. And then you want to love yourself. You want to love yourself enough to walk away from whatever doesn't serve you. I don't care if it comes in with $1 million tied to it. You've got to love yourself more than whatever it is that's presenting to you. And you got to just say, no, thank you, and walk away. It's better to be alone. It's better to be, you're not going to be alone for long, because you're a fabulous person with beautiful empathy, and the world is open, and God is good, and people will come along and they will treat you well. But you've got to stay away from these negative creeps who are calling you and trying to hoover you back into their lives. You know why? Because you deserve better. You deserve more. You don't want to be, it's a never-ending cycle. It could go on all day, all night. This may happen, and you may break contact. You may, decide to go no contact with a narcissist and then be hoovered back into the narcissist realm by a serious accident that happens to someone in your family, and this might hoover you back. There's all different kinds of ways to be hoovered. There could be a tragedy that occurs in your family that can get you sucked back into the toxic dynamics of the drama triangle and the horrible relationship of toxic relationships. A person, you may be feeling lonely, and you may, contact someone who is really, really bad for you, but they're just ready and available for you at any time. Notice how the narcissist or psychopath will do this. Notice how they'll just all of a sudden snap back in a heartbeat, like nothing ever happened. They forget all about it because they want you as their supply. That's all you are to them, is you are an object that they want to use and exploit, and they feel wonderful whenever they sadistically hurt you and you feel horrible. That's when they feel good. Whenever you feel less than them, that's when they feel good. Whenever you feel like crap, that's when they feel good. And the bigger fish you are, the more you have, going for you, the more fun they have. They love the challenge. Some of them love the challenge of really knocking down someone who, has a lot going for themselves. And most of the time they go after people who have empathy. They go after people who, have the qualities that they don't, and they don't have any empathy. And so they want to use yours. And you've got to really protect your empathy. Your empathy is precious. That is like a precious gift, and it makes you human, and it makes you real, and it gives you a heart. Some may say that that's a weakness, and those are people that don't understand that the strength is in your empathy. But you, as a human, must guard that empathy and don't just throw it out all over town just because, an accident happened or a tragedy happened. Just because a tragedy happens doesn't mean that everybody gets a free bite of your empathy, that everybody gets to suck the blood out of your neck. That just because someone is bored and they don't have any excitement in their life for today, it doesn't mean that they get to come over and, just text you and that's all it takes. No, you've got to guard your empathy. You've got to guard your heart. There's a verse in the Bible that says, guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. That's a proverb. Guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. You have got to guard that empathy, guard that truth, guard that true self. That's your real. You're real. They're operating from a false self. You're operating from your true self, which is empathy, which means you care, which means you know what pain feels like. They, on the other hand, don't know what pain feels like. They can't even feel pain. That's how they're so easily able to hurt other people. That's how they're just shells. There's nothing inside. They act like they hurt, but they're just mimicking human emotions. They don't really feel that way. They can't connect. They can't attach. All they can do is take. All they want is a power and control dynamic. They don't want anything real. They want to take from you. And so you've got to open your eyes and see that these people are going to always hoover you back, because it's just basically like you're a piece of steak. You're like a big, juicy steak to them. They're never going to throw you away. You could call them every name in the book. You could like moon them and they would still come back. They may like discard you for a little bit, but you always go through the idolization discard phase. They're going to discard you. They may treat you like crap for a little while, but that's only as a intermittent negative reinforcement, intermittent reinforcement, just to keep you coming back for more and get you hooked, kind of like a slot machine, okay? So they will discard you for a while, but they will always come back. They will always let you back in, and you're a piece of juicy steak to them, and you need to be a piece of juicy steak to yourself and tell the narcissists, the malignant narcissists, the covert narcissists, the psychopaths, and maybe even the borderlines. I don't know much about them other than I think that they were raised by narcissists, but that's another video. I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Talk to you soon.